All right, Prop the Mic here on a lovely, rainy here in Los Angeles Friday. How are you?
It's good. It's raining in New York as well, so
all right,
share the bad weather.
It's raining like unbelievably. I hope it does. You could probably hear it. That's how hard it's raining. But
no,
that's good.
You're all good.
That's good. All right.
Yeah. So last night was good, right?
Very good.
I think we the picks we posted on Twitter we got hooked on. But we had quite a few winners from the pod itself. So just emphasizes the need to watch both, right? Follow us on Twitter, watch the pod, choose what you like.
Yeah, the stuff on Twitter is like the selections that we make, but we're trying to. The stuff on the pod is everything we like, right?
So exactly.
The ones there, sometimes you don't whittle them down in the right way, but all the good ones are on the pod.
Exactly.
All right.
All right. So we got a 6-game slate again. Seems like the theme of the week. 6 or 7 games every day. You want to dive right into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Before I do, we'll cover this at the end, but I have to say that Fred VanVleet is now my new favorite player after his rant against the refs.
That was awesome. Only cost him $30K, but I think it was worth it.
That was the best $30,000 he's ever spent. He just reduced the number of fouls called on him in the future by like half.
Yeah.
So awesome job, Fred.
Yeah, I said what a lot of us thinking, right?
Yeah. Only when it's going against you.
Yeah.
All right. So first game, we got the Blazers at the Sixers. Sixers are -9 at home. Total's 233. So nice total here.
Yep.
What do you like?
All right. On the Philly side, you got a nice matchup for Embiid here. Shot creators averaging 32.6 points per game against Portland. 18.5 points per game coming from big/centers, which is, that's obviously a low point total for Joel Embiid, but it's one of the highest just looking at that position. So definitely a good spot. 11.2 rebounds per game from the center position, 3.7 assists per game. Even got good ones amongst anchor bigs, which is a defensive metric. So I like his rebounds here. I think I like 10.5 rebounds. -110. He's done this in 5 straight games on 2 days rest at home, averaging 13.2 rebounds in those games. He's also done this in 8 of his last 9 home games, averaging 12.7 rebounds.
That's nice. Nurk, I believe, is back. He played the last game, so that will put a little bit of extra defense on him, and
he's
also
not a great defender.
No, and they were poor at defending the center position even when he was playing. So
yes, correct.
It's fine. Yeah.
Okay, I think it's good.
I like that.
I like his assists as well. 3.5 assists. He's done in 7 of 9 at home, averaging 4.6, and 6 of 7 on 2 days rest at home. So another good spot for him.
Nice.
And then I had one more, Tobias Harris. You have a nice matchup for forwards/small forwards, 20 points a game, 3.3 assists. So I like his points, 12.5 points. He's done this on 7 of 10 at home, averaging 14.2. Last 6 of 7 on 2 days rest at home, averaging 15. And just this season, overall this season, he's done this in 5 of 8 on 2 days rest, whether it's home or away. Also 14.5 points. So good spot.
Good. Are you able to see your camera? Because you went dark on my screen, but
I'm dark on your screen?
Yeah, I don't see your image, but that's okay. If you could see it, we'll keep going.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. Anybody on the Blazers side?
Yes. So I like a couple of you have a nice matchup for Dame, point guards against Philly. It's been a good spot. 24.5 points per game, 3 made threes per game. Dame is one of your low activity defenders, averaging 23.3 points per game, 7.1 assists per game. So I actually like his par here tonight. 44.5 par. He's done this in 8 of 10 overall, averaging 52 par over his last 10 games. And he's done this in his last 7 of 10 on the road, averaging 48 par.
Yeah, he's probably going to either have like 30 par or 60 par.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Either this game will be over by the end of the third quarter, or he's just going to keep them in it, and then they'll lose it at the end. Is my projection. But the Sixers are like really bad at putting teams away. So I could see this being a competitive game until the last 5 minutes or something.
Yeah. That would be good for this one. For this prop. Also, wanted to call out, this is the Matisse Thybulle revenge game.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So you have nice matchups here for your wing/small forwards, just mainly in terms of rebounding. But lines weren't out on him yet. Averaging 5.3 rebounds per game from that position. So, and I think his line's probably going to be 3.5, I'd imagine. So maybe a spot to look there for Thybulle in the revenge game. But the guy I did like was Jeremy Grant. Forward/power forwards against Philly, averaging 7.2 rebounds and 3.7 assists per game. So I like his RA here, over 6.5. He's done it in 5 of 6 overall, averaging 8.3, and his last 6 of 7 on the road, averaging 9 RA in his last 7 road games.
That's nice. I was looking at him. I was trying to find the right play for him. I like that.
Yeah,
pretty low line.
Yeah, 6.5. You like those low ones?
He can get 6 rebounds alone.
Yeah.
So,
when was that?
No, I said he could. Like he's capable of putting up big rebound games alone.
For sure,
so
for sure. Yeah.
Could just be a kicker.
His assists are not great, but recently they've been better. So
right.
So that's why I went with this RA and the good matchup. I also like him for a steal. He's done in 8 of 11 games, 1 day rest on the road, and 5 of 7 overall. 1 steal, minus 125 for Jeremy Grant. Pretty good.
All right.
Yep.
Let's keep going. We got the Hawks at the Wizards. Wizards are plus 1.5 at home. Totals 237.5. This is the third time these teams are playing like in the last 2 weeks. So a lot of recent data.
Yeah, they just played like 2 days ago, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. You got a nice matchup for Kuzma here. Forward/power forwards, 19 points a game, over 7 rebounds, almost 4 assists per game. So I like his points, 21.5. His last 3 games against Atlanta, 25, 28, 22. And he's done this in his last 6 of 9 overall, averaging almost 23 points per game.
It's nice.
Yeah, I got this is a nice matchup for the Washington guys here for some reason. You got a lot of matchups that are really like popping off here. Porzingis is also in a great spot. So he's a versatile big. That's his grouping. They're averaging 28.5 points per game, 11 rebounds, and six assists, and 4 made threes against Atlanta, going back to February 1st, playing 25 plus minutes. So I like Porzingis to have over 2.5 assists, minus 135. He's done this in 7 of 10 at home, averaging 3.5, and his last 2 games against Atlanta, 5 and 4.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah, and like we said, that those are all recent games, so it's not like something from November that we're tracking. You know, the players that played in those games are likely the ones playing tonight. So I like that.
Yeah, and his points too, 23.5 points. He had 43 in that game 2 days ago.
Yeah, he was on fire.
He's done this in 6 of 10 at home, averaging 27.5 points per game. So we can stick with the hot hand in KP here. And then I love my boy Denny. Rebounds and assists, 7.5. In 2 games against Atlanta this season, he had 11 and 13. He's done in 6 of 9 overall, averaging 9.3. He's done this in 8 of his last 10 games at home when he plays more than 15 minutes, averaging 11 in those games. He averages I think the month of March, he's averaging 22 minutes. February, he averaged 27 minutes, so 15 is nothing for him. He's cleared 7.5 RA in 24 of 30 games this season when he plays more than 20 minutes.
Okay. You think he's getting 20 minutes tonight?
I think so. He gets 20 minutes almost every single game.
It's great. I love that play.
Yeah. All
right. And then on the Hawk side?
Hawks side, real quick, good matchup for Trae Young. I like his 25.5 points. He's done in the last 4 or 5 against Washington, averaging 28. Not going to say too much more there. A guy that's a little bit more under the radar is, I think this is a good spot for Okongwu here. Roll and cut bigs, averaging just under 15 points a game and just under 10 rebounds per game. So I think I like his points, 7.5 points. He's done in 14 of 17 on the road this season.
Wow.
His last 8 of 10 on the road, averaging 10.5. And 2 days ago, he had 9 against Washington.
It's worth noting that the Hawks have a new head coach, right? Quinn Snyder came in, I think it was 5 games ago. So there are it's almost in some sense like a different season for them because he's got different rotations that he's playing. So Okongwu might be interesting. It'd be good to see over the last 5 games what his playing time versus Capella's playing time is. The guy that I liked, which I've noticed a big uptick, slight uptick in minutes, but production much better, was Bogdanovic, over 11.5 points. He's hit that in 4 of his last 6. And in the 2 games against Washington, he's had 16 to 14. So definitely seems like he's playing a bigger role in the former Duke Quinn Snyder era.
Yes, I was on that as well. I liked his PA. I liked it because of the matchup. So wing/shooting guards averaging 21 points and 3.2 assists per game since February 1st. So his PA was 14.5. He's done in 6 straight games against Washington, averaging 20 PA. And then 4 of 6 overall. Like we said, starting to heat up there. I'm surprised you missed your man Capella here. No play on Capella today?
I like him. I just I already commented on him on Twitter, so I thought I would give it a pass.
That's right.
On the
that's
show.
Right. It's pretty Capella. What was the play on? Was it points? The one you
points and rebounds. I think it was.
So I like just his points, 11.5 points. He's done in 6 straight road games. His last 9 of 12 on one-day rest on the road, and 5 straight against Washington, averaging almost 15 points against Washington.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Next, we got the Cavs at the Heat playing again. They just played the other day. Heat are -2 at home, and the total is 212.5. So I laid off this game. I just I couldn't find something that I liked.
I just have one on each side as well. This is a game to avoid. But I think it's a good spot for Kevin Love.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, going up against Cleveland. I like his rebounds here. So he's his categorization is as an anchor big, averaging 10.7 rebounds per game against Cleveland. His line's only 5.5, -140. He's done this in 4 of 7 since joining Miami, and he had 5 rebounds in all 3 misses. So he's almost 7 straight. So maybe you want an extra juicy play to 4.5 and lock it up.
Yeah, he's not like he didn't leave Cleveland on bad terms. I think he's probably excited to leave there just because he wasn't getting any playing time there. Yeah. But there's still some excitement to play against your old team and show up. So
yeah,
I could see a little extra spring in the hop of that old body.
Yeah, I like that. And when he wants to be, he's a
beast,
rebounding machine.
He's a big guy.
Yeah.
Okay. And who do you like on the Heat side?
Yeah,
on the Cavs side.
It's Mobley Day here, I think. A lot of boxes being checked. So roll and cut bigs, 10.3 rebounds per game. Big/power forwards, 18 points, 4.5 assists. Anchor bigs, 10.5 rebounds. So actually, I think you could play any of his props today in terms of either points, rebounds, or assists. I like them all. 16.5 points. He's done in 6 of 7 on one-day rest, averaging 20. Rebounds, 8.5. He's done in 4 of 5 on one-day rest, averaging 10.5. And 2 assists. This is the good. This is probably the best one, I think. His last 3 games against Miami this season, 6, 4, and 5. The 3 games against Miami last season, 4, 3, and 4. 6 straight against Miami. Mobley's had 3 assists.
Yeah. Yeah, I was on him for the previous game, and he came up short. He ended up with 15 points on a line of 15.5, and his rebounds were well under. So I kind of like the assist line at 2.5.
Positive regression on all of them.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Writing it down. All right, good. Moving on?
Moving on.
All right, next we got the Nets, reloaded, well-rested Nets. Obviously, Simmons is still out, but everybody else is back.
They really needed that rest, I think.
They probably did.
Maybe.
I don't know. Versus the T-Wolves. T-Wolves are at home, -4.5. Totals 226.5. So not a super high-scoring game, but there'll be some scoring here. So what do you like?
I like Jaden McDaniels.
Okay.
Do you think that was coming out of my mouth? No.
I figured you would target somebody for rebounding or a big at least.
Yeah, so he's points. So he's an athletic finisher, averaging 14 points per game against Brooklyn. His line's 11.5 points. He had 14 against Brooklyn on January 23rd. He's done this in his last 6 of 10. So nothing more than that. Just kind of a little one-off here to play the matchup.
Okay.
The one I like better, I think it's a game for the Ant-Man. I like his par here. 37.5 par. He's done this in 17 of 22 at home this season, averaging 39.1 par. And then just recently, the last 2 games he played on 2 days rest, he had 40 and 42. So I think getting later in the season, that little rest is helpful, and they got a playoff push they're going for here. So I like that.
Okay.
And
I like that.
Yeah. And then it seems like, I don't know, Gobert seems to be picking it up a little bit here. I don't know. I don't want to I want to proceed cautiously, but he's in a great matchup. So big centers, 18.5 points, 10.3 rebounds, anchor bigs, 20.3 points, 10.8 rebounds. So let's just go with Gobert's PR here, 26.5. He's done it in 5 of his last 7 games, averaging 28.5. And 4 of his last 6 games on 2 days rest, averaging 28.3.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
And then just
Anybody
one quick little one. One quick little one. SGA's cousin, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, over 7.5 points. His minutes have ticked up over the last 6 games. He went from like nothing to playing over 20 minutes a game. And he's done this in 4 of 6 games since that minutes increase. And he's in a great matchup. Secondary ball handlers averaging 18.5 points per game. Wing stoppers averaging 16.5 points per game. He only needs 8. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that's all I got.
You like anybody on the net side?
0.
I found one, but it's super juicy, but it was nice. Mikal Bridges over 1.5 threes.
Okay.
Done this in 8 out of the last 10 games. I don't remember what he had last time. I think, he had 2 last time he played.
Didn't he have 4, or was that 2 games ago? The game I had him for 4. The 4 threes, right?
Yeah, that was 2 games ago.
He didn't play last game.
But he's super consistent on getting the 2 mark. So if you want to bring that down to something reasonable, not minus 185, you can throw a steal on there as well, which will get you there. He pretty much gets a steal in, I think, 4 of his last 5 games. Mm-hmm. But in his last 3 matchups against Minnesota, he had 1, 4, and 3. So,
okay.
So I think that's a decent play.
Yeah. I didn't have anything. The guy who had the best matchup, probably the 2 guys that have the best matchups. Dinwiddie, I think, probably has the best just on paper matchup in this game. And then Claxton has a pretty good matchup as well. But I don't know. His numbers have gone down since the arrival of Bridges and whatnot. So
exactly, I'd lay off of those guys until we see what they are.
Exactly.
For a couple more games. All right, next we got the Nuggets at the Spurs. Spurs are getting 13 at home. Totals 236.
Okay, you ready for this? On the Spurs side, I got a parlay we're doing.
Okay,
this parlay's got your name written all over it. Okay. It's going to be Zach Collins. His offensive role designation is as a post scorer. They are averaging since February 1st 8 assists per game against Denver. His line's only 2.5. It's minus 145, a little juicy, but he's done this in his last 8 of 9, averaging 4 assists per game, and his last 6 of 7 at home. So I like that, and we're going to parlay it with Devin Vassell over 2.5 assists. Wings / shooting guard since February 1st, averaging 3.3 assists per game against Denver. His line's 2.5, minus 150. He's done this in 11 of 15 home games this season. He's done this in 8 of 10 at home, averaging 4 assists per game. And his last 4 games against Denver, 4, 4, 4, 4.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
So what do you get if you put those two together?
Plus 200.
Yeah, something like that, right?
Maybe 2 minus 150 bets, probably around there, something like that.
It's nice. I mean, that's nice. You can play them together, or you can play them.
Yeah, of course, play them individually. But I just like that. I just thought it was fun to both the same line, same prop, same team. So
the other strategy I've mentioned this in the past, but the other strategy, especially now that you have 2 options, the other thing you can do, you could start the game at minus 145, minus 150, and let roll the dice and let 4 or 5 minutes of the game pass.
Yeah,
and see if either of these guys don't get an assist, and then at that point,
get some better odds.
Yeah, you'll get this down to minus 125, minus 130. The key is you have to have the discipline at that point not to, if they do get an assist, not to go for the 3.5, right?
Yeah,
because that's what it'll go up to. Just lay off of it at that
point. That's when you get burned. Yeah, you
get burned. So just another strategy. If you don't like parlaying and you want to just go for one of these, but the odds are too high right now, then try to play 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Good advice there. Did you have anything on the Nuggets side?
No, I was tempted to do like a Jokic first quarter, but I don't know. I prefer that at home versus away. So
yeah.
What do you like?
I got a nice one for you here. So movement shooters averaging 19 points and just under 4 assists per game. So that's Michael Porter Jr. I like his points here, 16.5 points, minus 115. He's done it in his last 7 of 8, averaging 21 points. His last 4 of 5, averaging 21 points. Last 8 of 10 on the road, averaging 18.5. And the only other time he played in San Antonio this season, in November, he had 24 points.
That's nice.
Yeah. So that one is looking good. One of my could be my favorite today, actually. Jokic here also, nice spot. I know you like the first quarter points. Dude, his line's only 22.5. If you look at his home road splits, he's cleared this in 19 of 26 on the road this season, averaging 24.3. He's also done in his last 8 of 10 on the road, so even better, averaging 25.2. I think you're getting Jokic slightly discounted here. I think it's a good spot for him. Good matchups, post scorers, big centers. I think it's a good matchup for Jokic. Obviously, blowout risk. Proceed a little bit cautiously, but I like that. And then I had one more here.
I dove into his first quarter. I don't like his points or his rebounds, but if you were going to play something in the first quarter, his assists are looking pretty nice.
Even on the road?
I'm just looking at San Antonio. He had 4 in the first time they played, which was at home, and then in San Antonio he had 3. His line is 2.5. So, but he only ends up with 10. But part of that could be because he's not playing, much in the fourth quarter.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha. All right, and then Aaron Gordon is in a tremendous matchup for points and rebounds. He's classified as a roll and cut big, 16 points, 11 rebounds per game they're averaging. He's classified as a forward/power forward, 23.1 points, 7.5 rebounds per game against San Antonio. So his point line's 15.5. He's done it in his last 8 of 10 on the road. His rebound line 6.5, and it's plus money. He's done this in his last 8 of 11 on 1 day rest. And then his PR might be the nicest. It's minus 105, so almost even money. He's done this in his last 9 of 11 on 1 day rest, averaging 30 PR. His last 7 of 10 on the road, averaging 29 PR, and his last 4 of 5 on the road, averaging 32.5 PR.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know why the 2 games against San Antonio, he only had 8 and 9 PR. That's the only thing that concerns me a little bit.
For what reason? I don't know.
And it was back in November, too. Yeah. San Antonio's team was different. He was playing differently, so I might be able to throw those out.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
Last game. Let's do it.
Last game. Raptors, Team FVV. At the Lakers. Lakers are getting 2.5 at home. Total is 220. I think that's a 4. 224.5. What do you like here?
All right, I wanted to find something on Jared Vanderbilt because he's in a great matchup against Toronto. Rolling cut bigs averaging 17.3 points. Mobile bigs averaging 21 points. But he's so up and down. There's nothing I could wrap my arms around and really love. So, in a great spot. I'm curious to see if he has a big game here, but nothing I can tout here that I could get behind enough.
Okay.
The one I did like, though, was Malik Beasley. So wing/small forwards averaging 20 points per game and 20 points per game, 3.7 assists, and 2.6 threes made. And he's another one of your low activity defenders. They're averaging 3.7 made threes per game against the Lakers. Going back to February 1st. I'm sorry, not against the Lakers, against Toronto, going back to February 1st. Yeah. So I like his line here, 2.5 threes. He's done this in 8 of 9 this season on 2 days rest, averaging 4 threes per game. And he played Toronto recently. He was still on Utah then, but February 1st, he had 4 threes in that game against Toronto.
Wow.
Yeah.
The low activity defender. I think if you don't enter inside the 3-point line,
that classifies as low
at any
activity.
point in the game, you were automatically classified as such.
Yes. So that's our man, Malik Beasley.
All right.
That's actually all I had. AD seems to be in a good spot, but lines are high and whatnot. And then, I don't know. I couldn't find something like FEV's in a good spot. Point guards against the Lakers, 27.7 points, 6 rebounds, 3.1 made threes. I just couldn't find something that I loved.
I think running back his assists is good. 7.5 assists.
It's up to 8.5, I think.
Was it? I just pulled it a few minutes ago. But it's minus 145. So do that. You can always throw a steal. I didn't look at his recent steal action, but his line is usually 1.5. So that's another way to take that those odds to a better place if you added 1 steal in there. So I like that.
Yeah, you got good spots for everybody here. I mean, Siakam's popping, Scotty Barnes is popping off in a few of the matchups here. I don't know. I couldn't figure out who to land on for Toronto, but definitely some good looking plays here. Even Gary Trent's in a good spot too. He doesn't start anymore though. So keep forgetting.
Feels like the Raptors are just going to destroy the Lakers tonight.
I have a feeling. Yeah. So maybe it's good. Maybe it's good to stay away.
Well, the reality is they're not like a blowout team. So by destroying, I mean they're minus 2.5. I could see them winning by like 10 or 12 or something like that. Yeah. But we'll see. I don't know. The Lakers at home seem to be pretty good. So we'll see how that goes.
All right, my friend.
All right. We got some good stuff here. I think I'm loving those picks on the Spurs game, those low assist totals. I'm trying to, in my mind, figure out how to play those together.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Oh, we'll regroup and figure out a way.
Certainly. Okay.
All right. Nice work. We made it under 30 minutes. Well done.
That's really good. We better stop talking then.
Yes. Goodbye.
Bye.